patience in the traffic jam. We are driving. We want to reach the office. The boss is waiting to sign the report. It has to fax at 10 o'clock in the morning. And you are in a bumper-to-bumper jam on the road. You know, without your knowledge, the amount of heat generated in your body and the amount of heat that generated killing amount of life energy within yourself is tremendous. Especially on the male side. The increased heat generated in their lower abdomen can kill their own sperm, and when they go to doctor, they say, hey, you have less count, cannot produce children, you know. So this kind of experience you are going through, and you are fighting within yourself and killing a lot of life energy within yourself because of no patience. You don't want to follow the queue, you want to jump the queue. While you jump, the other person also want to jump. Finally, you will both end up in another jump. Accident. Many of us facing accident because of impatience. We can do all that very early, but we don't. Observing, I have mentioned. Tolerance, I have mentioned. Patience, I have mentioned. Now, understanding capacity. It can be your spouse. It can be, because I am referring to all these, then only you are very close. You are only giving attention to that area very much. The spouse wants to talk to you something, but the spouse, before talk, you, after a gap, when the spouse is trying to speak to you, that means they are not direct. There is something is generating, some plants are generating, and that such profile have to put it in front of you for you to understand in a different direction. When somebody is trying to speak to you, before listening, you are speaking back. I don't want you to speak. Listen what I say. There is no time for me to listen. Listen what I say. If you are not a good listener, you will never become a good speaker. You have to be a good listener for you to become a good speaker. Okay? And focused mind. Focused mind is where once you want something, don't think that way and this way. As long as your conscious says that this is right and this is can be done and you need it, and your true desire is generating that you need it, just focus on it. Your action, your words, your thoughts, your imagination and your activity, everything have to work together towards it, then you get it. No doubt about it. People have proven from nothing that you can get it. Clear? So, tolerance, patience, all I have said to understand astrology. What is the relation between the normal motivational talk that you are giving me today when I came to learn astrology? You may think, remember, astrology is about yourself. Astrology is about your own understanding of your own life experience during your lifetime. If you can understand what was the experience that you went through without ignoring it, then similar emotion generated in you, you will know the next action that you are going to generate based on this emotion is the experience that you had last time is the one going to generate again, because multiple time you have generated and it become a habit in you. So such habit reproduce again and again. The reaction from the environment bring the similar kind of experience in your lifetime. So I hope you have reached a stage of trying to understand about yourself before even I start the astrological experience. When I say about myself, or I use I, my and all that, please refer back to yourself. Your kid time, how you behaved and all that. So I was a kid, and at that time I used to be very naughty. I used to get temper like anything. So when I fight with my brothers and sisters or children around, when I'm in the playground and all that, come back home with a bruise on my knee, I used to get hit on my hand. Sometimes some friends will slap me. All that I receive. When I come home, my grandmother used to say, "Where did you go? Why are you late?" I still get angry. So what I get is, if there is a glass or anything, I just throw. It break. Suddenly my grandma call me, "Why are you behaving like a man whose Jupiter standing at 12th house?" When I go to school, the vulgar words are very different. But here my grandmother put up a very fierce face and says, that means Jupiter standing at 12th house and you are behaving like a person like him. Huh? What is that? So soft words and very hard face, harsh face. My brother used to study well. So she used to say, is Jupiter standing at 5th house? And she used to exchange anything and everything about the neighborhood and everything about stories. She used to exchange planetary terms. Oh, 2nd house Ketu, 2nd house moon standing. Cannot complete studies. 4th house Saturn standing. Cannot complete studies. Likewise, whatever she was telling those days, I used to observe. Some of it happens, some of them don't. So I don't believe astrology. But whenever she used so much of passion in astrology, I used to listen to it, such as stories. And I take all these, going around and talk to friends to make fun of them. And today, it become my livelihood. Not only my grandmother, many others in village. In my childhood, my father is, he used to do agriculture, rice agriculture. So, if he want to go to the paddy field, he will bring the astrologer home. then check the timing. Based on the timing only, he will put the seed into the paddy field. In my village, though I came from a quite well-known family, there are so many poor people, and we used to give them land to look after our land and also stay in that place. And they will have small huts those days. The hut will be having a small kitchen and a bedroom, and there will be more than 10 members, 5 members. How to sleep in one bedroom? So many of them sleep outside, especially the elderly and all that. The recent married couple only will be staying inside, balance all staying outside. So while you sleep, suddenly at midnight, you open your eyes. The moon is in front of you. After a little while, you sleep off. Again you open your eyes about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Hey, the moon is not there anymore. So, the next day also it happened. Likewise, every day it happened, the human being started looking at planets and seeing the changes time to time. The curiosity developed. They started understanding planets because those days there was no roof. All were on the open land, sleeping and moving around. In ancient time, we are talking about before Christ, 10,000, 6,000 BC, people lived on earth. They have said a lot of things about planets. Not only they have said planets, they have said many things, but they also said about planets. Now, what is relevant to us is planets today, astrology. So they said, there are 2 times 7 planets are in this galaxy. 2 times 7 planets are in this galaxy. The first 7, the first group of 7, they called star planets. Taragrahangal. And they put this planetary name to each and every day of the week. Let us say, Sunday represents Sun, Monday represents Moon, Tuesday represents Mars, Wednesday represents Mercury, Thursday represents Jupiter, Friday represents Venus, Saturday represents Saturn. Then the second group of 7, they took 2 planets, which they call sub-planets, and they said it is not in the physical form, it is in the form of poisonous gas. And they called Rahu and Ketu. The ancient Chinese, they called dragon head and dragon tail. The Westerners called snake head and snake tail. And they understood that this particular form of planets standing in this 360 degree zodiac zone on the 180 degree on the opposite side, while all the star planets moving on a clockwise, these particular 2 move on the anti-clockwise. And they said, out of these 9 planets, 7 plus 2, 3 will do good. When a life energy manifests, that means a child gets birth in the form of human beings or animals or bacteria or amoeba. If these 3 planets, which is Jupiter, Venus and Mercury, if these planets positioned in a benefic position or a good position in the zodiac zone, which we call 360 degree of a cycle, then these planets will do good. And if it is exalted, standing in a strong position, it gives blessing like Raja Yoga. That means this person will even live like a king, or people will be living depending on him. Raja Yoga means people who are able to look after the others. It doesn't mean you must be sitting in the palace. You can sit at home also. Others will work, you will get the benefit. These people are depending on you, also Raja Yoga.